Welcome back, Ashen Ones, to my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough. In this episode, we're going to be taking on the Irithyll Dungeons. So, from the bonfire there, all you need to do is just come down here. Try taking out these two guys, because there's a Pontiff Knight guy over to the left there. Now, he's actually going to kind of knock me down into the area that we're going to jump down to anyways. So that we can pick up the item here, but I mean, try and take these guys out. I know they can be a pain sometimes, just like they're, especially when they team up. But yeah, so what you'll do is just jump down there, get the rusted gold coin, and then from here there's actually a few invisible guys again. So try and take them out, and there should be a large Titanite shard right here. Now around the corner is one of those pyromancy guys, yeah. So just be aware of him and just take him out real quick. They're pretty easy whenever they're just fighting, or you're just fighting them. So we're going to come down here, and we're actually going to be getting invaded by Alva, the Seeker of the Spurned. Somehow, I kind of cheese her in a way, because she gets, or I guess she gets stuck in a weird animation against the rocks here, and I just was able to get the backstab on her. I think two times to finish her off. But she will drop the Murakumo. And once you're finished with her, well, another easy way to beat her is just to try and knock her off the ledge. That's probably the easiest way to beat her. I just got lucky and she got stuck in that weird animation against the rocks. But you come down here and you actually get into the Irithyll Dungeons. Now we're going to go over here and grab a rusted coin. So that scream activates any enemies in the area. I don't think there's any way to actually stop it from occurring and by picking up that item. I think it occurs because you pick up the item, but it's not too bad. We're going to get a large shard there. Now this item over here to our right is behind a locked door. We'll actually get to that item and some other items in this area in the next episode. We have to actually get a key from that area first before we can open these doors. Now with these jailers, what you want to do is you want to attack them quickly and get them out, because whenever they're looking at you and their lamp turns red, your health bar will actually diminish, almost I think to the point that you have no health anymore. Don't open that door. It's just another little trap like the one back there. If you actually went for that item first, the person would actually just knock you off the ledge. Now I'm just coming in here to take these guys out, because sometimes I'll be fighting the jailer over there and these guys will come out and just start wailing on me as well, which makes it somewhat of a pain. So to avoid your health from being drained while their lamp is red like that, is to just not be in eyesight of them. So we'll come over here and I think get a large Titanite shard again. And now we're just going to head down this way to pick up any items that are down here. So just plunge attack on this one. Super easy to get rid of them. Then you have a bunch of these little guys that are in their cages. Now I believe that item there is also another item that's locked behind a door. I think it's the ashes, or some ashes, that will come back for later. Now head right, there's an enemy to your left here, so just take him out real quick, and then for some reason I feel like he transforms into one of those ones where he has like little parasite growing out of his stomach. I'm not really 100% sure on that, because I generally don't let him try to do it. But yeah, just kill these guys, and we'll pick up the sorcerer set, the old sorcerer set. Now for the enemy over here, you don't have to open the door for him to fight him. All you need to do is just heavy attack at him, and it will hit him through the cage. If you keep doing that and kill him, he will drop the Great Magic Shield spell. For some reason I decided to open the gate because I thought it was an actual drop instead of just giving it to me. But now we're just going to head back and take on the other side of the dungeons. So there is a door over there. We'll come back to that. It's kind of like a little shortcut to the lower half of the dungeons. But we have to first pick up a key that is over here. Now for this, just run, come into this room. That way you don't get affected by his lamp. Kill that guy. And then there's another room. But just wait for his thing to go blue and then just kind of roll behind him. Or run behind him. The first time I fought him, my first playthrough, I completely didn't realize that the lamp, took your health away whenever he was looking at you. So he killed me a lot right there. Mainly because I was playing as a sorcerer and I was having issues trying to lock onto him from such far distance. Because I also did not use the binoculars for some reason. Now just open this and then take a right. Now down here there's another door. Open this. This will give you the jailbreaker's key. With that key you'll be able to unlock the other pathway that I was just talking about. But head back this way and unlock the shortcut over here. And then we'll head down the path here and take on anything down below. So there's 3 jailers down here. Just kind of do what you did on the last one. Just plunge attack this one. And that will kind of aggro one of them, but if you just stand there, he'll de-aggro. And then you can just take him out again. For some reason, these jailers don't, like, aggro, even though there's one right behind them getting killed. And what you want to do is try to avoid that stupid, I can't even think of the name of it, weapon of theirs, because they can get you in a sort of, I guess, grab animation type of thing to where they just knock you down and just stamp you with that thing. And it will deal a ton of damage. Now there was the simple gem. With the simple gem there, a good way of using it is to equip it to a pair of knuckles, and whenever you're wearing the knuckles, because where it'll have magic attribute to it, it will actually restore your mana. I think like once 1 point every 3 or 4 seconds. So it's really nice, especially if you're not running an Estus or an Ashen Estus flask for those strength builds that like to use their weapon arts. Just have that on there and you can just kind of use that. A lot of people do that for PvP. I don't show that on here, unfortunately, but here we're just running back to the thing here to pick up another item, which is the Bellowing Dragon Crest Ring, a good item for sorcerers. Now just come down, plunge attack. My plunge attack went kind of backwards there, so I kind of missed him. But just take him out. Best strategy for this is probably to go after the archer though first, so that way you don't accidentally get hit by an arrow. And then take out the dude with the sword. But I did it the other way. Now on the inside here is a mimic. So just beware of that. Now there's no other enemies that will come after you. Just take on the mimic one-on-one in here. Just like any other mimic. And he will drop an Estus shard for you. Now at this point we should be getting close to having almost a good chunk of Estus. I think the maximum you can have is 15. So by the end of this I will have 10 Estus flasks and then 5 Ashen Estus flasks. So there are a lot of enemies here, but you can generally just take them on one at a time by backing up a little bit. And they're pretty weak, so now the next enemies that will come around this corner actually have arrows, so just try and take them out really quick. If you're still having issues with the other guys before they or whenever they come around, just switch to taking out the archers first and then take out the other ones. So we got a soul packet there. Now there's all these little doorways that you can go into that will drop you down, but we're going to first come over here and unlock this door, and then we're going to go back up and drop down one of those little holes because there's a sleeping giant here, and we're actually going to take that on in the next video because, well, he's a little harder to fight up here with our pyromancer. He's a lot easier to do with the sorcerer because their spells are a little bit stronger and I guess shoot further. They don't have that little arch like a pyromancer spell does. So we're just going to carefully drop down and avoid hitting the giant. Now there is a crystal lizard back there. We'll be coming back for him as well, but we're just going to sneak past this giant. Now you could technically equip the silver cat ring and jump down there and take him on now. There's actually a shortcut down there that will lead you back towards the bonfire, but we'll take that out later in the next video, like I said, because it just kind of loops around properly that way. So we're just going to take out all the rats here, and once we are done with the rats, we're actually just going to head down into the hole here and take out the bigger rats before going up and dealing with the chests. So an easy way to take these guys out, just lure them into this tiny corridor or like walkway and just swing away with them. So we'll grab the item up here, which is just dung pie. Now the chest to the right holds the old cell key, which is needed for getting Sigurd out of this jail, basically. Once you open the chest there, all these basilisks will actually fall down. So try and take out the basilisk before dealing with the other one. The other chest is actually a mimic, and you really don't want to have to fight a mimic along with these like 6 or 7 basilisks. for some reason these basilisks just kept freaking jumping all over the place, so it made it even harder to hit them. But there I just used Chaos Fire Orb and killed one, and then the other one just ran right into the after effect. So worked out pretty nicely there. Now here we're just going to take out this chest. Now this one's a little different from the rest. It actually flips over on its back and will attack you this way. So it has a little bit of a different attack pattern, but the best way to deal with it is just kind of stay behind it. But beware, it does have one attack where it will flip back over and basically land on top of you and kind of munch on you a little bit. It shouldn't kill you if you're somewhere near full health, but do beware of that if you do try that. So here we're just going to pick up the item, and then we're going to head towards or through that door, and we're just going to unlock another shortcut. Now up here you can get the Dragon Torso Stone. This is also the area where you'll come back to get to Archdragon Peak later on. We'll have to learn a gesture before we can actually go there first, so it will be a little bit longer before we actually head there. We'll come back and pick that item up whenever we come back down, but up here there is a large soul packet, and then here is the shortcut. I believe if you just head straight, it will lead you back to that bonfire. So we're just going to head back down here and pick up that item in the little window up there. I'm just equipping the silver cat ring because the drop will technically hurt you when you drop down from here. But we're just picking up the lightning blade, which is actually a really crappy miracle. It used to be super good. Used to be the sunlight blade, I believe, in the other Dark Souls games. But they've pretty much nerfed it down so that it's not that great of a spell anymore. So we're going to try and take out these jailers. What you pretty much want to do is just kind of attack them and bring them back this way, if possible. Sometimes they'll de-aggro before they get to you, and if that occurs, just kind of go back at them and hit them. The reason you want to bring them into that other room is because there's like 8 of them that are walking around that little pillar there, and you don't want all of them to aggro on you and start draining your health. I believe in this one you'll actually see them drain my health quite a bit. It may be in this one or it's in the next one, next video. You'll actually see that draining effect on my health, and it is extremely fast. So I'm just trying to get them to start walking again. As you can see, there's a bunch of them piled up there. And finally one decides to come in here, so I can take it out real quick. This is probably the longest part of this entire episode, is just getting these jailers dealt with. Pretty much once they're dealt with, like the rest of this area is super easy. So now they all have their backs turned to me, so I'm just going to try and fireball them and kill them as quickly as possible. As you can see, my health bar there, it is a lot lower than it was before. That's what makes these jailers such a pain in the ass, is because even if they drain your health, there's no way to restore your health, because they actually take the health bar away for a bit. You just kind of have to sit there until your bar comes back so you can heal up. Now we're just going to go through here and grab all the items. There are still, I think, one more jailer and a few other enemies that we'll be dealing with. But over here is, I think it was Alva's set, armor set. So we'll grab that. And then we're heading over here. We're going to go and grab the Profane Coal. I would recommend just running through because these guys are pretty tough. As you can see, they'll almost kill me here because they team up and they hit pretty decently. So I just decide here to run past them all instead of taking all the damage, and just pick up the coal and run through or run out. Now they shouldn't follow you out. They should technically stay in the cage or the jail area there. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. Now up here is another mimic. This mimic will drop the Titanite scales. Just lure them out into this area. So that it's a little easier to take them on, not stuck in that little hallway. Here I think I actually got him stuck in a turning animation because I kept staying somewhat behind him. That way it was just keep going at it and you can just keep hitting at him. So we're going to pick up the Ember, we're going to take out the last jailer here. I'm going to show you where Carla is. She is our dark pyromancy lady that we'll be giving the rest of our pyromancies to, along with our dark miracles. But we can't get to her at the moment. We'll have to get that key from the other area first before we can unlock her. So that's pretty much everything in this area, so we're going to just head down. Oh, I guess there are two other items over here. There's the Xanathus Ashes and the Dusk Crown Ring. There are no enemies in this area, but I do think it does that screeching sound to aggro any enemies, but we've pretty much taken them all out. Now the cell over there, just leave it alone. There's nothing in there except for a monster. And you really don't need that thing to come out and attack you. So we just leave that one alone. And we're going to pick up the last item, which is the large soul packet over here. And then we're just going to get this gargoyle over here to jump down on the bridge. As you can see, we've made it all the way to the Profane Capital now. Anything that's remainder of the dungeon will be dealt with in the next episode with the Profane Capital. So that may make the next episode a little longer than it probably should be, but that's okay. So the gargoyles are pretty easy. Sometimes they will use their wing there as a shield. If they do, just guard break it with your sword, and that will give you opportunities to get some critical hits on them. So we're just going to jump down, and we're actually going to just activate the bonfire over here. We're not going to worry about too many of the items in this area. We're just going to grab the one item up here, which is an undead bone shard, and you'll also learn the gesture stretch out. Now if you actually look at the body that you picked that up from, which I don't actually zoom in on it, it's actually the body of the ladder master guy that is from Dark Souls 2. if you actually look around, there's a bunch of ladders around him as well, so that's actually where he met his end, I guess. So we're just coming back to Firelink Shrine to level up, give Ashes pretty much all the usual Firelink Shrine stuff. I think we actually level up once more after that to get our faith up to 30, I think, or whatever, to equal it out with our intellect. Now that we're done pretty much with her, we're going to go give coal to Andre, upgrade our Estus shard, our flask, talk to Grey Rat here to send him off on his next little area, and that should be everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe for more content.